Welcome to Pale Blue Pod, the astronomy podcast for people who are overwhelmed by the universe but want to be its friend. I am your host, Dr. Moiya McTier. I'm an astrophysicist, a folklorist, and a friend to the universe. And today I'm joined by Joyelle Nicole Johnson, a writer and comedian who's performed on Late Night with Seth Meyers and The Tonight Show with my arch nemesis, who shall not be named. Joyelle, thank you so much for being with me today.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I miss you.
I know. We needed to find a way to work together in the public's eye sometime, and here it is.
Yes, this is how people in this industry hang out.
Is there anything else you would want the listeners to know about you and the industries that you're a part of?
I'm just all over the place, and I love that I have curated that for my life because every week, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I'm doing a YouTube show that has a political undertone. Then I'm doing Wait, Don't Tell Me. Then I'm doing the Pale Blue podcast. So your girl contains multitudes.
You sure do. And I am honored to be one of those multitudes.
Oh, I love it. Me too.
Joyelle, you've brought me to such a cozy location to record today's episode. Can you describe where we are?
Yes, we are in my apartment, which it's my favorite building I've ever lived in. Okay. This is how I feel like I've made it in the world because I live in Brooklyn. I live in a great location, Crown Heights, baby.
Okay.
The building has a doorman, a lounge, a roof, a parking spot. Listen to me.
Oh, it's fancy. You fancy.
Yes. Washer dryer in unit, P-tax. I'm bragging because, listen, I came from the bottom, baby. I used to sleep on couches across the nation. And I'm in my love sack. I'm in my love sack in my office.
This is stunning. The decor, you've nailed it. So Thank you for inviting me into your cozy space.
Yes, the decor is very vain. I am a Virgo, so there are a lot of pictures of me all over the room, my poor boyfriend.
As they should be.
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you for coming onto the show. Thank you for accepting your recruitment into the Pale Blue Podiversity. Now, for all of our new students, we have a preliminary exam just so we can know where you currently stand and where we should place you in your classes here at the Podiversity.
I'm ready.
Okay, fantastic. I have 10 questions for you so we can get to know each other. And the first is, could you please describe your current relationship status with the universe?
Oh, my current relationship status with the universe. We are in love. We are codependent also, but in a positive way. Like, I know that I have to be more communicative with the universe so that the universe can then give me what I want in life. But I have to be specific. And the relationship is the give and take. So is that codependent? I'm not sure, but it seems like I am in sync with the universe.
I love that. Yeah, it's codependent, but not toxically so.
Not toxic. And we are in couples therapy.
Yes, and it's probably your couples therapist that made you realize you need to be more communicative with the universe.
And be specific, y'all. You got to tell the universe what you want because then universe will be like, you said you wanted a special on TV. It was during a pandemic. You didn't tell me you didn't want that, the universe said.
Be specific with your requests, please.
Yes.
Excellent. Question number 2. Do you have a favorite equation?
I do not. And I guess I will say E equals MC squared. Is that an equation? I think that's an equation.
It is an equation. Here's a hint. If you say equals in it,
we equating.
It's an equation.
We equating with the equals. Got it. Yes.
But honestly, the question was just, do you have a favorite equation? So no was a valid answer.
No, true. The answer is, actually, I like Terrence Howard's 1 times 1 is 1. That might be my favorite equation I've ever heard.
You know what? We're going to take that as your final answer. And
That's my answer.
No longer have to take Favorite Equations 101.
There you go.
Question 3, you don't have to tell me your sign if you don't want to, but I would like to know, does your zodiac sun sign fit you?
Oh my God, I already said I'm a Virgo. I got pictures of me all over the house. I'm a perfectionist to a point where it just bothers me. Like, I annoy myself. I was actually at an event. I went to a movie premiere, because I'm cute. Mm-mm. And I asked a person about how she felt about the movie. And she was like, I liked it. And my husband actually liked it. And he hates everything. And I was like, is he a Virgo? And she's like, girl, yes, he's a Virgo. And I was like, we hate everything. But that's because of our level of perfectionism. So it's like we can't enjoy anything because we're like, they could have changed that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. I love that. And I love that Virgos, you at least can always spot other Virgos.
Oh, God, I can. In the streets, I would be like, I got to talk to you for a little bit. We got to have like a drink together. And I can be like, wait a minute. And I can usually spot earth signs as well.
Nice. Hello.
Hello. Hey, girl. That's why we get along.
Number 4, there's no wrong answer here. Is Pluto a planet?
I mean, I am a baby of the 80s, so yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Number 5, imagine, Joyelle, that you are an astronaut going on a mission. What song are you listening to during your launch?
Ooh, what song am I listening to during the launch? Beyonce's My House.
Ooh.
Because that does sound like a rocket is about to take off, especially with the build of that song. That, and it's like a marching band. Hell yeah, that sounds like a launch.
That's the energy we're looking for.
That's absolutely it, baby.
Nice. Next question. Would you rather be an M-type star burning low and slow or an O-type star burning hot and fast?
I am an M-type star, baby. That's like the turtles versus the hares. I am a turtle. Slow and steady wins the race. You know, the other ones are like what? Supernovas, and they burn out quick. I don't want to burn out quick. Look at me. Knowing more than I thought I knew. I know a couple of things. I'll get into what I don't know, and it's hilarious. But I'm low and slow, baby.
Interesting. I love that. Okay, we'll use that in your roommate placement for sure at the Podiversity.
Yes, please.
Next question. Please name something scarier than a black hole.
A second Trump presidency.
You right.
Go ahead and throw me in that black hole, baby.
You're so right. I would rather the entire solar system get spaghettified into a black hole than another Trump presidency.
Suck us in. Just suck us in.
Please. Because, time would get wonky, but at least it would slow down enough that we never get to that point. Yes.
I mean, since 2016 has felt like 8 years, but 100 years, but 8 minutes. I don't know. What is time?
That's political time dilation for you. Second to last question. Moon or sun?
Oh, I'm a night person. I'm a moon person. I love the nightlife. I'm a ninja. I'm a night owl. I'm all that. Moon, baby.
Love it. We're kindred in that way. And finally, how many constellations can you name?
Oh, shit. Wow. Orion's Belt.
Hey.
Big Dipper.
That's another.
Little Dipper.
You got it. What's yours? What's a
Virgo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, Leo, Taurus, all of those.
All of those. They're all Pisces. Constellations.
Okay, 12. That's another 12. Wow, more than I knew.
Yeah, you're up to 15.
Let's see. I feel like some Greek gods have. Am I right with that?
Less the gods and more small characters from Greek mythology that you probably don't know about. But
Achilles don't have a...
No, unfortunately.
Achilles' heel isn't on Orion's belt. Okay.
We should do it, though. We should contact the IAU and be like, Achilles really deserves a spot up there. But 15, very respectable.
Look at me. International, what?
Astronomical Union.
Oh, y'all got a union.
It's not that exciting. It's not a union like that. It's just an old society.
Okay. You better get your masonry on.
Yes. It's those astronomy masons. They're the ones who decided Pluto wasn't a planet anymore.
Oh, wow. They was like, double toil and trouble. Pluto is not a planet.
Yeah, that's it. They cast the spell and then poof, it was gone.
That's so rude. You know,
So
Pluto, I'm not for Pluto erasure, okay?
Look, I have a tattoo of all the planets. It includes Pluto.
Oh, it's so cute. I love that.
Thank you.
Oh.
Well, that was an excellent prelim exam. I think we're going to get you into, well, you can skip the favorite equations class, you can skip the constellations class, and we're going to get you paired with some other M stars. I'm really excited.
I love
to
that.
see your journey here.
Yay! I did better than I thought I would. Ew.
Hey. Okay, now for our first, I don't even know what to call it. The bit is breaking down. Now for our first scientific collaboration together, now that you're a part of the Podiversity, we're here today to discuss the movie Gravity.
Yes.
Joyelle, was this your first time seeing Gravity?
My absolute first time, yes.
Really?
Yes.
The movie came out in, 2012 or 2013, and you just resisted?
I mean, you know how sometimes you'll just miss it? You'll just miss it? I just missed this. And I'm a movie person. I love movies, but I just missed this one.
Okay. Well, overall, what'd you think?
It was anti-woman.
You're not wrong.
This movie. I was out here about to burn my bra. I was like, what is happening right now?
They were putting her through so much.
Well,
for the listeners who haven't seen it yet, or for, if they haven't seen it in a while, can we summarize the movie, tell them what happens?
Okay. Yes. All right. So we got astronauts in space.
Mm-hmm. Strong opening.
Yes. Why they out there? They doing some research. On what? I don't know. Communications. I don't know what they doing research on, but they researching.
They are actually up there fixing the Hubble Space Telescope. And I guess specifically it's like communications rig. And they've taken a space shuttle called the Explorer up next to it to fix.
Right. So they gotta keep telling us everything that they doing during it. The narration's hilarious. And so, it's George Clooney. He's very George Clooney. And Sandra Bullock, who's very nervous.
Yes. Well,
the whole entire time.
Wouldn't you be?
I mean, I wouldn't be because I wouldn't be up there. I know where I'm not supposed to be.
You're right. If you're going to go up there, at least do it confidently.
You got to do it confidently. You got to George Clooney it, okay? You got to be charming and, everybody's hitting on everybody. He's hitting on the stars, the moon, all the constellations. And then there is a brown person. We hear him speak.
We do.
We don't really see him. We see him in a very fucked up way, which I was like, you didn't have to show me that.
There could have been a warning.
So then Russia's, because it's easy to blame everything on Russia. They was like, Russia. And we like, something bad happened because they said Russia.
That's how you know in movies.
Yes, that's how you know. If they have that accent, they did something bad. And so Russia is like trying to get rid of a satellite.
I guess so.
So
they destroy one of their satellites up there, and
because they might have been spying, So they had to blow that up, and they were like, "Oh no, the shrapnel's gonna come." And then you just keep hearing Sandra Bullock. Like, I know what it sounds like when she has sex, because that's all she sounds like the whole entire movie. It's like,
I just watched Challengers, and I didn't realize that Challengers and Gravity had that connection
the moaning
of just making sex noises all the time.
I was like, girl, please. She just bopping around the whole time. She gets bopped and flung around. I thought she was going to vomit in the suit.
Honestly, I would have.
They kept preliming us. I was about to vomit because it felt like Blair Witch Project, because it was very much the perspective of a lot of spinning. Mm-hmm. And so the shrapnel comes, and it flings her ass out into space. And we think all hope is gone. Her O2 levels are down. But then here comes George Clooney, the knight in shining armor. And he's like tooting around with his little jetpack. Is that what that was?
Yes. Essentially, yes. I'll talk about that in the Peeves and Thieves, but yeah.
Yes. So the jetpack, and he finds her spinning around looking crazy. And then he's like, girl, get tethered to me. And he brings her back, only for the shrapnel to come and then send his ass launching out. And he's very valiant because he undoes his buckle and he just flings himself out into space.
Right, sacrificing himself so she can stay next to the spacecraft. She's almost out of oxygen.
And be goofy, because she almost didn't make it so many times.
True. He could have made it without her.
He would have made it. If he hadn't gone to get her, he would have made it back,
Yeah.
So, she's left. She's sad. She's crying. And then she gets into the spacecraft. She doesn't notice a fire started and the whole shit explodes, but she just happens to get to the little pod, right?
Just in time.
Close the door.
I think now she's in the ISS at this point.
This is the International Space Station. So on a sidebar, I just found out that the International Space Station was real because I thought it was just in the movies. And I found this out taping an episode of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me in front of 5,000 strangers. And they all laughed at me. And I did not care because I was like, I don't know everything.
Yeah. And you shouldn't have to.
I don't know everything.
It is very real. And you can actually see it passing overhead with your own eyes without a telescope.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Well, not my eyes. My LASIK is failing. But it's like, I don't know everything. I can talk about Gone with the Wind ad nauseum, the making of, the casting, everything, but didn't know the International Space Station was real. So when she called that out, I laughed because now it's a running joke.
And now you've carried it into this next thing.
Yes. So yes, she's at the International Space Station and that shit blows up. Now China is about to save the day.
Yes.
Because she has to go to the Chinese space station?
The Tiangong space station. She's really just hopping from one space thing to the next, trying to find a way to come back to Earth.
Yes. And so they apparently have a little pod there that can get her back to Earth. She just needs to be able to speak Chinese. I don't know.
Right. She's literally guessing which buttons to push. She can't read them. And there are hundreds of buttons.
She's so helpless. It's so anti-woman because then the ghost of George Clooney comes and has to help her. So she has to be helped by a male ghost. That really pissed me off.
I read an interview from the director who said that scene was the hardest to make. They didn't know how to get from her turning off the oxygen. Because essentially what happens is she realizes she's out of fuel in this survivor pod. And she turns off the oxygen because she's given up. And then she hallucinates the ghost of George Clooney, who convinces her to turn the oxygen back on. And the director said they didn't know how to make that transition happen, but that it was one of Clooney's suggestions that gave them the answer. So Clooney brought his ghost back.
They tricked me because I was along for the ride and I'm watching it with my boyfriend who's seen it already. And he was like, yeah, isn't this crazy that this is a ghost? And I was like, oh, I thought he really came. He was like, babe, you thought that he, and I was like, all of this is pretend. Okay. So I thought Hollywood brought him back to the thing, but that's how much I believed in George Clooney's character. I said his boosters came back.
That's so nice of you.
I believed in him. He was trying to beat that record. So yeah, I got spoiled during the scene that the scene was fake. Very rude. And then we're hoping she lands in an ocean. How do they know that they land in an ocean?
That has always been one of my biggest complaints about this movie.
She just happens to land in water deep enough for that thing to land, but also for her to swim to shore.
Just the perfect location.
Perfect location, not the middle of, because I've done cruise ships before. There are places in the ocean you can land where that would have been a problem. That would have been a problem because the ocean is like space. We're not supposed to be down there.
Agreed. 100%. And then she stands up. And it's difficult because she's dealing with the gravity of Earth and this scrawny, because I don't know if I've ever seen Sandra Bullock this small. She's so tiny.
That butt.
Non-existent.
No ass at all.
And this scrawny little white lady just starts walking on some random jungle island beach. She's gonna die. She's gonna die so fast.
Also, the fact that she gets in somebody's foreign suit and it fits her perfectly. Where I was like, whose suit was this that it fits you looking like Balenciaga, bitch? I was like, they should have something to this is someone else's suit.
You are so right. Hello. Isn't Joyelle great? I'm so happy that I finally got to make an episode or make something with her. Of course, I miss Corinne. I love her dearly. But I'm excited to bring new people onto the pod and introduce new energy to the show and introduce new friends to the universe. So if you are a comedian or if you know a comedian who is not an academic, so not an expert in any particular academic discipline, but is still nice and smart and curious enough about space to come on an astronomy podcast, please let me or them know. I want to have a lot of guest stars on the show until I find a more permanent co-host to be a part of Pale Blue Pod. And if you can help me find some guest stars, then I would really appreciate it. Speaking of being a part of Pale Blue Pod, obviously you are all listening to the show, but you could also wear the show on your bodies. I'm, of course, talking about merch, which I'm now selling. I have a t-shirt that says "The moon is for the people" and a crew neck sweatshirt that says "Eat the sun." Both of them are available for sale at the link in the show notes or at our website, palebluepod.com. So check it out. Just in time for cozy season, you can wear our sweatshirt and get all nice and warm. All right, we have exciting news here at Multitude. We have a brand new show. It's called Attach Your Resume. It's hosted by Eric Silver and Amanda McLaughlin, and it's a show where they interview online creators about how their jobs work and how they got there. You can hear the personal stories behind seismic events in digital media and learn what concrete steps we can take to build a sustainable media landscape. The two hosts are longtime podcasters and business owners, and Attach Your Resume proves that the best credential for deciding the future of media is actually making stuff. New episodes come out every Thursday until they run out of episodes and have to go make more. So now is the time to subscribe to Attach Your Resume in your favorite podcast app. Okay, before we get back to the show, I want to make sure I thank the patrons who support the show every single month. Especially thank you to our sun-like stars, Scott Reynolds, Augustin, and Tom T. You have so many convective and radiative layers, and it's really beautiful to see that in a stellar structure, you know? I also wanted to make sure to thank our latest brand new pre-main sequence star, Prakar. Welcome to this amazing group of people. Remember that patrons get to hear their name on the show. They can make their mark on our patron star chart, and they can get research notes or really a bibliography for almost every single episode by supporting us on Patreon. Now, you do that for just about $1 per episode, or you can sign up for an annual membership where you end up getting a 13% discount across the entire year if you sign up for everything up front. You can find our star chart, our Patreon info, and more at our website, palebluepod.com, or you can go right to patreon.com/palebluepod if you already know you want to support us financially. And of course, if that's not something you can do right now, that's fine. We love you. You're still very much space. There are other ways that you can support the show and help us grow, like rating and reviewing the show on whatever app you use to listen to your podcasts, or you can share an episode with a friend, a colleague, a family member who you think will actually enjoy it. Okay, that's enough from me. Let's get back to the episode. Let's get back to Joyelle. Okay, so we're getting into the peeves, clearly.
Yes.
Yes.
I made a list.
Oh, I'm so excited. I watched this movie back in 2015 with my college roommate and her parents. And to this day, they still call Gravity the movie that Moiya ruined. So we're going to have fun in this Peeves and Thieves section. For those of you who are new to a movie review at Pale Blue Pod, we're going to talk about the peeves that bothered us in this movie. And then we'll discuss the thieves of our hearts so that we don't end on a sour note. So in addition to the suit, this astronaut suit, this totally shouldn't fit her, what's another one of your peeves?
The fact that they tried to go get that dude, that was valiant. But then now I'm staring in the face of a hole in the head. You don't got to come get my body. If my body is being propelled out into space, just let me. Y'all could have just let him spin. That's actually pretty cool. I feel like an astronaut would want to be dead spinning in space.
That is very fair.
Yeah.
I often feel like a terrible person when I watch fiction or read fiction because the really valiant stuff that they do, I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. You're just wasting your time and energy.
Mm-hmm. And energy for the little jetpack.
Yeah, you're wasting oxygen. You're wasting fuel. All of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My first peeve was that they get the numbers wrong with the velocity of the debris, like the satellite that broke apart. At first, they're hearing from Houston that the debris is moving at 20,000 miles per hour. But then later, George Clooney says it's moving at 50 miles per hour. And with that calculation, he's like, it's going to be back to us in 90 minutes. But no. 90 minutes is how fast the Hubble goes around the Earth. And it's moving at less than 20,000 miles per hour. So they're just using all the wrong numbers, which really bothers me because you don't have to say the numbers.
Right. Because the only person who would be paying attention to the numbers is somebody like you. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to do the numbers right. Because I'm not paying attention to the numbers.
Mm-hmm. It truly would not have changed the story if they had said no numbers.
They sounded like Trump. That's how Trump sounds when he's giving numbers. Yeah, no, that would get on my nerves if I knew what the hell they was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the thing about space movies is, yes, you have to talk to the C students of America. I am not a C student, but when it comes to space stuff, yes. But I do not like that they kept telling us what they were doing. And at one point, I think we're halfway through and I yell at the TV, "Tell us what you're doing, Sandra." And her literal next line was, "We detach this and we go home." It's like, boo.
Really walking us through it.
Oh, God, yes. I was like, come on. I know I don't understand, but yeah, come on. Yeah, there was a different way for you to do that, because if this is giving Castaway vibes, which I'm here for, let's do a Castaway situation. But
yeah, that's an interesting comparison, because I feel like they had her do that because they struggled so much with just having this one character, and they didn't want her to be silent the whole movie. So they made her narrate what she's doing. Yeah. I haven't seen Castaway, but I know that it's about someone who develops this relationship with an inanimate object. So I imagine there's a lot of talking out loud, but it's not self-narrating. It's interacting with the things around you.
Yeah. And for me, I talk to myself all the time.
All the time.
So I would be being like, detach this and we go home. But also, I would also be saying other bullshit.
Yes.
So give her more bullshit to also be talking to herself about. Because of course you're going to be up there remember the time when somebody something, and now I'm still mad about it,
Yeah. Oh, that's a great peeve. Just in general, all of the mechanics, the physical mechanics in this are kind of iffy. When she first gets flung off of the shuttle, when the first impact happens, she's on this massive arm, and it's spinning her around, and George Clooney tells her to disconnect from the arm. And that's good. It's good that he told her to disconnect. It's a lot more massive than she is, so it has more momentum and can carry her further into space. But depending on when she disconnected herself, she could have either been flung out so far or flung back. And it was just a coincidence that I think she didn't go in the bad direction. And that happened over and over and over again in this movie, where things would go terribly wrong. Everything that could go wrong did. But when she fixed it, everything that had to go right also did. Which
Yes.
I know it's a movie, but I think sliding it just a little bit more to the realism part of the spectrum would have been nice for me.
Everything was so convenient. And the inconvenience it just felt very scripted in that way, Because even for her running from the fire and running straight into the thing, it was like, okay. Okay.
Okay. And also, her grip strength.
The grip strength. I said, she does not have a consistency in this movie, because at one point she's a helpless little lady lamb. And then the next moment she got the grip strength to torque an engine. My boyfriend, yesterday, I just got a flat tire in my car, and he had to take the wheel off, and he kept struggling with the wheel. And I was looking at it if I was on the side of the road, I wouldn't have been able to do that. by myself. And he just kept being like, oh, shit. And then finally got it off. But this bitch's grip strength.
In space. The number of times she like held on as she got flung on a door or something. No. I want to see, you know that machine that all of the Olympians were using to measure their grip strength? I want Ryan Stone from Gravity to use that machine and get like 300 pounds.
Yeah, 225 minimum, man. Like, girl. And for me with them gloves, I was like, wouldn't it make it harder to do with the gloves? Now, if y'all told me there was like a magnet or something, that would make sense. Mm-hmm. But she just holding on, and this thing got her spinning through space. Yeah, no. That was goofy. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Oh. She kept reading all them damn manuals. That was getting on my nerves. I was like, if she read one more damn manual
in the most urgent situations,
she was thumbing through manuals,
and the manuals are color coded, and it was just a ridiculous situation.
Yeah, I was like, she don't know what to do with nothing up there. Why did they send her up there?
Yes, that.
Baby, come home.
That's a major sticking point because she says that she got 6 months of training to go up to fix the Hubble space station. That seems unrealistically short to me. They wouldn't pick someone to go up there who was as terrible in an emergency situation as she is. Like, they only pick people who can keep their heads in an emergency.
He had to tell her everything. He's like, stop breathing because the 0.2% of the oxygen in the 3/64 of the quarters of the... Why don't she know that? Why don't she know that? Why is she acting the way I would act if I got flung into space?
Yes.
Like, girl, calm down.
Mm-hmm.
For real. It was getting on my nerves. I hate helpless women movies. I hate it.
Yeah. You know what else I hate? When they give a woman a tragic backstory for no reason, which is what they did here. Because why did she need a dead daughter?
I mean, now you got me thinking about blunt force head trauma to 4-year-olds. Come on, man. This movie, it felt like Uncut Gems in space. Like it was the same energy of Uncut Gems, where it's like very cocaine energy, very I'm on a drug that I don't want to be on energy, the spinning and it's like, oh my God, I need to drink some water and sober up is how I felt in this movie. And yeah, no, I didn't like that addition to it where you're like, okay, so now I'm just sad. Okay.
Like she could have, there are just so many other ways to write a woman in this situation. And the dude who wrote this script just went with the lowest hanging fruit of, give the lady a dead kid.
Bruh, I was like, whoever wrote this script does not like their mother? Like, what is happening here? I wouldn't go on a date with this dude. I don't know how this man operates, but it was, let me tell you, it was very anti-woman. And my boyfriend was like, wow, I never thought about it that way when he watched it before. I was like, of course you didn't. You didn't have to think about that. I was like, this damsel in distress in space?
Truly why. But that was my last peeve without getting into like very nitpicky science things. Like, you know, the shape of the flame was not necessarily what it should have been because flames are different in space. Here, the gravity actually does have an effect on a piece of fire where it takes the denser, cooler air and it brings it towards the bottom. So you get the blue at the bottom and the oranges and reds up top. But in space, where there's microgravity, that same thing doesn't happen. So it's like a spherical, evenly distributed flame.
Can you come to my next dinner party?
Happily.
Just, Moiya, go talk. Ask her about space. I love it. I love it. Yeah, stuff I wouldn't have thought of. So it's such a mix of very high level space stuff, but also with a very basic trying to get home story, which I could appreciate, but make her be a little more self-sufficient, please.
Please. Do you have any more peeves before we go on to what stole our hearts?
There was a part where she grabbed the fire extinguisher at the last minute. That was annoying to me.
Yes.
I said she's so helpless that she has the grip strength of an American ninja warrior. I think, she's just trying the whole time. That's all I'm like, trying? She's a doctor. Why? Why is it? So yes, I needed Dramamine to watch it. That's it.
Okay. Understood. Yeah, you have to suspend your disbelief a lot to get through this movie. Mm-hmm. But if you do, there are some nice things to notice. So, Joyelle, what was something you liked about this movie?
I love how many jobs a movie like this will give. You look at these credits, there's a pre-visualization supervisor and simulation leads, 6 people in the shading department, the caterer, Charlie Bunce. Come on, man.
Come on, Charlie.
Chorley would have,
Charlie Bunce.
I said it wrong. Charlie Bunce, we looked him up. That motherfucker is catering for Game of Thrones. Listen,
wow.
all the jobs, so many jobs.
So many jobs. That's a good point. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That came up at the end of the movie.
Yep. Just them credits. Those credits was rolling, baby. I was like, yes.
Did you see the credit for their science consultant?
I did not. Are you?
I was not. No, oh. I was in high school when they were making this movie.
How excited I got.
But they did hire a science consultant. His name was Kevin Grazer, and he's a planetary scientist. And I read an interview with him where he said that the director mostly asked questions about the design and operation of the spacecraft. And he had to connect them with someone at NASA who was going to look in one of the shuttles for them and look in the ISS for them. But I thought it was interesting that that's where the director's focus was. So I guess the inside shots are all pretty accurate, but they did not seem to want this consultant's input on like the science and the mechanics as much.
That's hilarious. I love, you'd be like, look, we had somebody. Did we ask him? No, but he was there. We paid him.
Mm-hmm. Also, they met with him for the last time 3.5 years before the movie came out.
Yeah, I mean, that tracks for also a person who wrote a female character this way. Mm-hmm. You don't want anyone else's input. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Ask a scientist. Ask a woman in your life. What's up?
Just one. Just talk
to
one, please.
Yes.
Did you have any other thieves?
Oh, George Clooney. That man, he makes sexual harassment seem charming.
He was salt and peppering well in this movie.
Oh, my goodness. I was like, George.
It's a good thing they brought back his ghost.
Yeah.
I do have a few thieves. And there were points where the science shone through or where they expanded on it in an unexpected way. So the first was the very opening of the movie where they have those cards that say when you're 600 meters above the surface of Earth, which is roughly where Hubble sits. It's at like 550. The temperature is between, they say, negative 148 and positive 258 Fahrenheit. I feel like that's too specific. They could have rounded those numbers. They do say that there's nothing to carry sound, that there's no pressure or oxygen, and then they say life in space is impossible. And we don't get that message from media enough, so I applaud that they put it right at the top.
It's very dramatic. I was like, ooh, space is a drama queen.
She is.
No. Those numbers, once again, the numbers are a lot. But I did appreciate the Fahrenheit because I was like, I understand that.
I wonder if they put it in Celsius for European releases.
Oh, I do not know how to do that conversion.
It's from Fahrenheit to Celsius. You subtract 30 and divide by 2, roughly.
Yes. I just know that, what's it like, freezing temperature for Fahrenheit is 31, 32 degrees?
32,
is that it?
Yeah.
And so that's 0 degrees for Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I know. And then I'll be like, oh, 72 is really hot, I think.
72 Celsius would be not okay for us. Like, that's massive heat strokes everywhere.
So 30 is really hot too, right?
30 is 30 is like 90.
Okay, there you go. There we go. Mm-hmm. Look at me. I was in Canada last year a lot.
So that was my first thing that I liked. The second thing that I liked was that they were fictionally expanding NASA's space shuttle program. Because the real shuttle program ended in 2011 with STS-135. STS stands for Space Transportation System. And at some point in this, they're saying that they're on STS-157, and the year is 2012 or 2013, whenever the movie came out. So they have artificially expanded the space shuttle program, which is really nice.
Oh, wait, is the shuttle program over?
Yeah, it ended in 2011 after 135 flights.
Look at me learning things. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they end it?
It was really expensive. It cost billions of dollars for basically each launch. And the public sentiment on space was starting to decline, and politics was giving less money to NASA. So there was a whole confluence of reasons. But yeah, it ended in 2011, and people, very quiet voices, have advocated for bringing it back. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
That's amazing. I mean, I appreciate the people who've gone up there, but we do need to do a lot of fixing of down here.
We do.
With all that money, yes.
Although that money, a teeny tiny drop in the bucket to even America's GDP, NASA gets less than 1%, about 0.5% of America's budget each year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo, child.
The space shuttle. And then I did like that they had a science consultant, although they could have used him more. And the final thing that I really loved was that they used all of the real spacecraft up there. You know, they have Hubble, they have the ISS, and the Shenzhou, or whatever the pod that she came back to Earth in, that was from the Tiangong space station. The Chinese space station, their like flagship one. It launched in 2011, so it was new when they were making this movie, and it was retired in 2018, and it fell back to Earth when they retired it. They like made it fall down to the Earth, and it looked almost exactly like it looks at the end of the movie, with all of those fireballs shooting across the sky. And it landed in the South Pacific Ocean, which makes me think that that's where she would have landed, which then brings me back to a peeve, because why she has the luckiest landing ever. 75% of the surface is covered in water. The Pacific Ocean is so huge that the chances of her landing that close to land are nigh impossible. But there you go.
And doesn't that also mean you could just land in a mountain?
She could have. She could have landed literally anywhere. She could have landed in the middle of Seattle.
Somebody's house? How do they control that? So all that shit came flying down and it didn't hit anyone?
So when they can control the descent, or when they plan a descent, they can kind of do math to figure out where it will land based on where it enters the atmosphere.
Yeah. Okay.
But if I recall, I don't know if it was this bring down or another one, but I remember people being pretty upset about the Chinese Space Agency doing a kind of reckless bring down of a satellite. It could have been this one.
Wow. Because that could have hit a whale.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they were saying that even more than that, like they just didn't do the necessary calculations, and their error bars were larger than they should have been. And it's lucky that it crashed in the ocean, but it easily could not have.
At least an American movie is going to drag China in some way. And this was a very
China
subtle
and
drag. Russia.
We hit it both.
Russia, obvious drag. China, subtle drag. I like it.
So that was my last thief. I feel like people can tell from the numbers of peeves versus thieves that we had what we thought of this movie, but I would like to formalize it with a rubric, if you don't mind.
Yes, let's go. Rubric it out.
So our rubric has 5 different categories. Starting off, we are going to judge the story crafting of this movie. Then we'll move on to judging the scenery, which is writing plus production. It's a kind of vague category. Then we're going to get into the steaminess. And it's like, is there an appropriate amount of steaminess in this movie, however we define it? And then the scientific accuracy, it will get panned. And finally, the soothing factor. Does this movie make us feel better or worse about space and how dangerous it is?
Yeah. Okay.
So starting with story.
Yeah.
On a scale from 1 to 3, where do we think it lands?
Maybe, I guess I would say a 2. One's the worst, 3's the best.
Yes. So in the middle.
Yeah. What they say, by the numbers, very by the numbers story. She has to get home.
You're right. It hit all the beats. Not necessarily the most original story crafting I've ever seen, but it was identifiable as a movie.
It was a movie. It was definitely a movie. Great runtime. Fantastic runtime. That's a thief. Fantastic runtime. I said, hour 31, let's go. I got this.
Yes. Okay, then the scenery. When you were just watching it and not paying attention to what was happening, how did you feel?
I would give the scenery a 3, but the camera decisions were a little bit distracting for me. But the actual scenery was beautiful. Even the inside the spacecrafts, I felt like, go ahead, production design, y'all did that shit. So I get that a 3.
I am inclined to agree. There was this one scene where she finally makes it into, I guess, the ISS. And I wrote in my notes, oh, the fetus shot. Because she was curled up. And there was a wire that was very strategically placed to look like an umbilical cord. There were other moments in the movie where they were trying to go for those cinematic shots. So
yeah, it was. I also liked the Marvin the Martian floating out.
Yes,
that was just silly. I liked that.
Yeah. Oh, I will say I was okay with the way they showed the dead bodies in the ISS, or back in the Explorer shuttle. Sorry, I think they could have been a little bit more bloated, but at least they weren't exploded. Which is nice, because you don't actually explode in space.
Question. So, I'm the type of person, I don't want to be by myself anywhere. So that first time she got flung out, I would have just took my helmet off. I'm not waiting to see if George Clooney can find me. I'm taking this helmet off. What's going to happen to me? Am I going to suffocate? Am I going to freeze instantly? Is it a quick death? Is it a painful death?
It's probably pretty painful, and it takes a couple of minutes. You don't freeze instantly because there's nothing in the space around you to conduct away the heat. So you just have to radiate it away, which is actually very slow. It's the lack of pressure that will get you, because your blood vessels and everything will expand until they pop, and your lungs, if you don't let go of all of your air pretty much, they will expand and pop, and that would be bad.
Okay, so maybe I keep my helmet on and hope George Clooney comes save me.
No, I think I'm with you. I think that if I'm spinning for longer than a minute.
That's spinning. Take the helmet off. I'm spinning. I can't. She couldn't stop the spinning.
Our next category is the steaminess category, which is interesting for this movie. Do you feel the level of steaminess was appropriate?
You mean sexual chemistry?
It's intentionally open-ended because there's not much romance in this. So it's almost not applicable. But I don't know. Maybe if you found Sandra or George pretty hot?
I mean, George is always going to be hot, So I'm still going to give it a 1, though, because at one point it just sounded like he was a boss hitting on, his secretary in the 1950s. I was like, what in the Mad Men?
Is that the pretty blue eyes thing?
Yeah, he kept saying wild things. And I was just like, all right. This is goofy. It's charming because it's George. But if you take the George away and it's just some Danny DeVito looking dude, I don't want to hear this.
Yeah. We're now to scientific accuracy. I'm curious to see what you thought. Did you feel like you were learning or being lied to while you were watching this?
I felt like I was being lied to. Just how each time she kept getting to a thing, like how he found her seemed pretty inaccurate. It just all seemed like they were just making shit up. It didn't seem scientifically accurate to a person who doesn't know science.
Okay, yeah.
So I'd give it a 1.
Excellent. To a person who does know science, it was not very accurate. I would give it less than a 1, actually. I would give it a 0.5. Although I forgot to talk about basically his jetpack thing. So one of my first notes that I wrote down was, why is Clooney floating around the ship unstrapped? at the beginning, because I always see images of astronauts out on their spacewalks tethered to the spacecraft, like Sandra was, and like I think his name was Sharif. And so I looked it up, and apparently untethered walks do happen, but they're incredibly rare. The first one happened in 1984, and there have only been a handful of them since. But back in the 1980s, they developed this thing that is essentially a jetpack, but it's called a Manned Maneuvering Unit, or an MMU, and that's what he was wearing.
Wow. Okay.
But I should have said it as a peeve, because they're just shoehorning it in that he was doing an untethered walk, because there was no actual reason for him to be untethered at the beginning, but they needed him to be so that he could rescue her.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
So I'm giving it a 0.5. It cannot get a 1. How soothing did you find this movie, Joyelle?
-100.
Yes, that's gonna be a 0. Yeah. How do you feel after watching it?
I feel like I want to go protest. I feel like I need to write more. I need to write movies. I need to write female characters. But also I need to like smoke a J and chill, because good God, I had to keep pausing it because it was so, like, I'm glad I didn't see that in the theater, because imagine seeing that in like what are those theaters called at the Liberty
IMAX?
Science Center? Yeah. Oh my God. I would have been like, stop it.
All of the spinning, I would have thrown up.
Yes, exactly. So, not soothing at all. Did not lull me to any type of peace.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think the point of the movie was to unnerve us. Because the first time that there's any sort of calm, the first time that she's like happy and at peace is when she's back on Earth. And to me, the whole point of the movie is space scary, Earth good, stay here.
Right, which not the case. Come on. Did she land in America? Where'd she land? Did she land off the coast of North Korea? Where did she land?
I feel like she landed in some, like around Indonesia, like some little island. I don't know.
They said we're on the way. Really? Are you?
They don't even know who she is. They don't know who to look for.
Who's on the way? Come on.
Yeah. Soothing, 0. Absolutely none. So that means that this movie, we've given it 8.5 out of 15.
15. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say we're scoring it in terms of like G-forces, because the movie is gravity. So it got 8.5 out of 15 G-forces, which is not good. This is one of the lower scores that I've given on the show.
Yeah. What's the highest scored movie?
I think we gave like a 13 once, but I don't remember what it was. We really liked Galaxy Quest. It could have been that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But I think we liked it because it's not at all trying to be realistic. So people know that they're not learning real things watching it.
That's what I feel like movies have to decide, what they're being. And this is what I learned, watching that, where I was like, okay, you have to decide. Mm-hmm. Is the character strong or is she not?
Yeah.
Because that would have been a hilarious comment to make, like, your grip strength. Oh, no, I got the grip strength of an Olympian, the male one, like throwing a line like that. And then they're like, oh, that makes sense why she's flipping around like that.
Right. Make her
Not
a former
random
gymnast.
Stories. A former gymnast. Yes, something that's going to make that make sense,
Make it make sense.
Just make it make sense.
Well, it makes sense that we didn't really like this movie, and that's okay. That's okay. I would love for you to brag about yourself a little bit and tell the listeners where they can find you now that they've met you on the pod.
Yes. Hello, listeners. I'm Joyelle Nicole Johnson. My album, Yell Joy, is available where all albums are available. My special, Love Joy, is available on Peacock. And I'm coming to a city near you. I'll be in Vermont at the Vermont Comedy Club for New Year's Eve for 2 shows. I'll be in St. Louis November the 14th for a comedy festival out there. So yeah, and I got a bunch of stuff. Wait, don't tell me. A whole bunch of things happening for me. I'm cool. I'm pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being cool here. I'm a little peckish. Could we go get some tea?
Okay, peckish. Doesn't that mean food? You mean you're thirsty?
Well, tea comes with snacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to get some biscuits.
Tea and biscuits. Yes. Oh, okay. Well, listeners, no matter what your grip strength is, you are still space. Joyelle and I are going to go get some tea and biscuits. Enjoy. Pale Blue Pod is hosted by me, Dr. Moiya McTier, a.k.a. the universe's bestie. I created the show with original co-host Corinne Caputo, a comedienne extraordinaire, and help from the Multitude Productions team. Our theme music is by Evan Johnston, and our cover art is by Shay McMullen, and our audio editing is handled by the incomparable Misha Stanton. I am Go Astro Mo everywhere online, and you can stay in touch with the show and the universe by following Pale Blue Pod on Instagram or checking out our website, palebluepod.com. We are a member of Multitude, an independent podcast collective and production studio. So if you like Pale Blue Pod, you will love the other shows that live at multitude.productions. And if you want a shout out on the show and research notes for every episode, you can join our community over at patreon.com/palebluepod for just about $1 per episode. Thank you so much for listening to Pale Blue Pod. I'll be back next week. Bye.